Ladies and gentlemen, Tim David.
Yes! We are live. It worked. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here on YouTube and on Facebook, the Get Speaking Gigs channel. Hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and post some links in the chat. If you are not currently a member of our Get Speaking Gigs Facebook group, go ahead and join the Get Speaking Gigs Facebook group. That comment has been sent. And it says that I can't send it to some destinations, but I can go to YouTube and I can go to Facebook pages. So that's all that matters. Hopefully y'all got those comments. I'm excited. I am delighted. I am ignited, as our friend Dean Hankey would say, all three of those. And Happy New Year, right? Happy New Year. This is 2023 officially, and it is 11:13 a.m. But the idea with this live stream, and the point of this live stream, is about this new beginning, right? This new year, new beginning, and many of you have new goals. So we're going to talk about how to become a motivational speaker in 2023. And what's interesting is how I chose that title. I used something called TubeBuddy. It's a tool I've been playing with, and any of you who are doing live streaming, YouTube videos at all, doesn't have to be live stream like this. Any kind of YouTube videos, if you want to boost your YouTube presence, highly, highly, highly recommend TubeBuddy. And the link for TubeBuddy is right here. Yes, indeed. It is my affiliate link because guess what? I have a big goal in 2023 as well. Many of you have heard my big goal. Many of you have seen some emails from me, and oh my gosh, if you're not on my email list, oh geez Louise, let's see here. We got to get you on the email list. Best way to do that is to visit getspeakinggigs.com and request one of our free things, right? There's a mini course that you can learn how to, jump into the 5-figure corporate paid speaking gigs, right? All kinds of good stuff there. But just get your name and your email on our list to stay abreast of everything that's happening in 2023. Big year ahead. Now, for those who don't know, again, life has given me a dose of reality. In 2023, January 1st, that dose of reality hits pretty hard. And as they say, when life gives you reality, make a reality show. Okay, here's the deal. I have a goal ahead of me, and I have to make $500,000 in 5 months by May 31st. Why? Because divorce, right? It is expensive, and in order to keep my kids in their home, I'm going to need that influx of cash. Lots of moving parts, lots of details that are unnecessary, but that is the long and the short of it. Possibly my only option, my only chance for keeping my kids in their home. And again, it's their childhood home, and there's that stability and sense of home, right? Because it is not just a house. All right, so what are we going to do? We are going to live stream every single day my progress towards that goal, not just an update, but I'm going to tell you what I am doing every single day in order to achieve a big goal. You have a big goal. I hope, right? If you don't have something that stretches you a little bit, that scares you a little bit, then what are we even doing, right? And I got to say, this is a goal that scares me a little bit. It's the idea that what if it doesn't work is the part that scares me a little bit. And again, I think we all have this anxious excitement and trepidation and newness with January 1st, right? That's what comes with this date. So during today's live stream, during this, we're going to go over really how I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to give you the big picture of how I'm going to reach that goal in 5 months, and how I'm going to help you to reach your goal in 5 months as well. So once again, we're going to live stream every single day. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing. Now, there's a secret here. What I'm doing is not the same as how I'm doing it, right? So I also have a separate video every single day. That's 2 videos probably every single day. I'm going to shoot for every single day, but there may be times when I'm sick or whatever, and I may, over the course of 5 months, right? But I am committing to that. I want to make sure that you get everything that you need. And you get all the behind the scenes, right? So video number one, that's this video. We start the day with video number one. I do plan on doing more live streams. It's just easier rather than shooting videos and editing and doing all that stuff. All right, so video number one, we're going to talk about what I'm doing, and really we're going to start with what's the outcome that I'm looking for, what's my progress towards that outcome, what's the strategy that I'm using, and then finally, what are the action steps that I'm taking that day. This will hopefully entertain you, hopefully inspire you, hopefully educate you, and give you your own ideas of things that you can do to reach your goals. And also, the second video, not a live stream, a summary video, will be you looking over my shoulder doing the actual action steps. So if I say my action step is to launch a Patreon, right? Which, by the way, I did launch a Patreon yesterday. If you want to join the Patreon, this is how you get access to the behind the scenes in the chat, is the link for the Patreon account, right? Now, what is that going to do? That's going to allow you to learn how I'm doing what I'm doing, but also to get all of the goodies, right? I'm going to share with you, like, this is the email, I'm not just going to say like strategy, contact past clients, but I'm going to say like, this is the exact email script that I used. Strategy, develop a brand new YouTube channel and a Patreon account and create daily content for both of them for 5 months. Here's how I'm doing that while maintaining my sanity, right? So that is today, right? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's look at outcome. Let's look at strategy, and then let's look at actions. Now, I have some notes here, my plan, my to-do list. But I want you to notice here, this is $0 to $500,000 in 5 months. And right now we're starting, today's day one, we're starting at 0. This will update, this will change. We'll be moving these parts around, but I will constantly, on a daily basis, let you know how far I've gotten. Now, many people think, okay, that's unrealistic. All right, Magic Boy, appearing in a puff of smoke. That's really not, you can't do that, sir. Well, I will tell you this, that I promise you can't tell me anything that I haven't already said to the mirror, right? Because that is some of the self-doubt that goes with this. But again, this is essentially tripling my income, because this is half a year. So this is about tripling my income in right away. So what's the strategy for doing that? How am I going to do that? And the first step, it's going to sound a little cheesy, but the first step is to actually believe that that is possible. So as you're setting your New Year's resolutions, as you're planning your year, if you set one of those big, hairy, audacious goals, you got to believe that it's possible. I have never had a financial goal in my life that has ever stuck, right? The reason this financial goal is relevant is because this is not just a number. This is keeping my kids in their home, right? This is helping my son Max to not have to absolutely melt down at the idea of just shaking up his whole routine and structure. So, and of course my girls too. They want to stay in their home as well. So that's the real motivation there. You've got to identify not just a why, but then you also have to believe that it's possible. So there are some strategies that I do. I have a morning routine. That morning routine helps my mindset. It helps my energy level. It helps, stay in shape so that I can work long hours and those types of things. Because I got a lot going on. By the way, this is $500,000 extra. Right? This isn't just like, this isn't just, I already have my income and I'm going to mark this. Nope, this is just extra cash to play with. So is it possible? Do you believe it's possible? That's step number one. You've got to hone that in. Step number 2 is decide on a strategy, right? So the strategy for today, my strategy for today is to pick a strategy. Listen, I have a lot of ways to book speaking gigs, and I do believe that booking speaking gigs is the way to get to this number, right? I mean, think about this. Let's do some numbers. My books, right? You see these books here, and I don't know, this one sells for what, $17 or something like that. Let's call it $20. Okay, so 500,000 divided by $20 is, let's see, a lot, right? That is 25,000 copies. Is it possible to sell 25,000 copies of a book in 5 months. Yes, but don't forget, I'm going to get royalties based off this. I'm not going to get the whole chunk. So is selling books the right strategy for me? Probably not. Will I be selling books throughout this process? You better believe I'm going to be selling books throughout this process, and they're going to be part of my strategy, but they're not going to get me there. So if instead of trying to sell a $20 book, what if I sold a $20,000 speaking engagement? How many of those will I need in order to get to my $500,000 divided by 20,000? And you all should be doing this, right? You all should be doing this, right? The numbers check out there. I don't know what I'm doing. 25 gigs, right? 25,000 books or 25 gigs. Is it possible to book 5 gigs a month as a professional speaker at this rate? I will tell you this. My current rate is close to that, 10, 15,000, right? Depending on where in the world and other factors as well. I spoke with one of my coaches because again, strategy one is identify the strategy. So I've been speaking with coaches and I've been brainstorming and masterminding with colleagues and friends, and all of them are like, "Yeah, you got to raise your fee, man. You got to raise your fee. What are you, crazy? You just got this new demo video, a published author. You got all kinds of experience. You were ranked by, CNN as the 9th best motivational speaker in the world. Like, you got to raise your fee, dude." So this number can certainly go up, but here's the real secret and the real strategy. And obviously, if you want to know how I'm doing this, join the Patreon, right? I'm going to teach you how I'm booking these 25 gigs in 5 months. And 25 new gigs, right? So the beauty of this is once I book a gig, I take the money in advance. So the in 5 months doesn't mean the gig has to happen in 5 months. I could book a gig for 2024, get paid in full in advance. I don't take a 50% deposit. I take a 100% deposit. How do I do that? No time. So this is kind of how this may happen. But the beauty of this too is this is just the keynote fee. Guess what else they're going to want? They're going to want books. They're going to want workshops. They're going to want consulting packages. They're going to want access to my online trainings. When I package a contract, very often it goes from what some people come to me and say, "Oh, our budget's $5,000. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, well, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about that." Sometimes it's there's no room to move, but sometimes that $5,000 contract can turn into a $50,000 the $5,000 speaking gig can turn into a $50,000 contract. So once again, this is the sort of best chance that I have. Will I be able to make $500,000 just by creating a YouTube channel? And ads? No, like at my height, I had, I don't know how many, when I was doing magic, I had, millions of views, millions upon millions of views. And I got like $300 a month in ad spend, right? Ad revenue. So it's not going to get me there. So why am I doing it? Why are we all here, right? Why are we all here? If every one of my Get Speaking Gigs alumni, right? Not just fans, friends, followers, but alumni. And hello, Taya. Many thanks. Happy New Year from the sunny side of the Alps. Back at you. So if just the people who have paid, like if half of the people who have bought a course and Get Speaking Gigs join Patreon, there's a $197 level, then that will get me to the $500,000 mark. But I'm not expecting that, right? I'm not expecting that. What I'm expecting is a lot of eyeballs watching. Tim, are you serious about this? Are you really going to do this? I want to see. I'm curious. Is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? And that accountability, this is something you've got to have in place for your resolution. You've got to have checks and balances in place. What is the goal? What is the outcome? Write it down. Be as specific as possible. You've got to do that, right? That's step one, outcome. Then you identify what the strategy is to get to that outcome. Run the numbers if you have to. Figure out what you need to do in order to reach that big, hairy, audacious goal. Don't just set a number and put it out in the sky. Plot the path to that. And then you can start breaking down your action items. Okay, if that's my strategy, then I'm going to have to do this, this, and this. And part of your strategy is going to have to be, why is it going to work this year? What's different this year? What's going to hold you accountable? What is going to make sure that you have the time, energy, and effort to make that happen? So that is a little hint into the outcome that I have set, the strategy that I plan on using. And by the way, this is stuff anybody can do at any fee level. There's no reason why a $500 speaker shouldn't add a zero to their keynote fee, and with maybe just a few packaging tweaks, right, to their message and to their offering. There's no reason why a $5,000 speaker can't create a $50,000 package. There's no reason, right? And as all my coaches have told me, there's no reason why I shouldn't triple my fee. So lots to talk about. Again, my action items. What are they going to be moving forward? And what are they going to be today? What am I going to do today? What am I going to ask you to hold me accountable to today? All right, first and foremost, again, I'm talking to coaches. I'm reviewing some materials of past coaches that I've worked with to look for a, just basically pick a strategy and do it. Here's a big tip. Don't analyze strategy too much. Just make sure that it can get you where you want to go. Don't compare it to the 800 other possible strategies out there. Just make sure the strategy can get you where you want to go. Don't worry about the other 800 strategies. Pick one and then do it, and do it consistently. So for those of you who, let's see, do I have it in here? I thought I had it in here. I guess I don't. Bummer. I really did. I really thought I put it in. The Stage 1 program, those of you who are in the Stage 1 program have a plan and a path. It's 0 to 10K in 90 days, right? Real simple, 0 to 10K in 90 days. I'll pop a link into the chat for that. And it is right here. It's still, you can still join. We're halfway through, but all the stuff has been recorded. You can, and I just froze my computer. All right. All right, come back. We're going around. I am aware. I stressed my computer out. They're like, hey, what are you doing? Stop it. Okay, we're back. All right, so that there it is, Stage 1. If you want the plan, if you want the path to booking speaking gigs, 0 to 10K in 90 days. All right, outcome, goal, right? That's my outcome. My progress is 0. This is day 1. I don't know, maybe some of you joined the Patreon account. Maybe some of you are already ready to jump in and behind the scenes and see what I'm up to and watch over my shoulder, and maybe even be kind of like in the room virtually while I close a 5 or 6 figure contract. Like, that'd be kind of cool. So hopefully some of you maybe already have joined the Patreon. So strategy for me, believe that it's possible, decide on a strategy, then do it. And oh, by the way, for me, for my big goals, for you, and for your big goals, the answer is probably going to be massive action. It's probably going to be maybe even multiple strategies running side by side. So those of you in our 10K program, our 0 to 10K program, know it's like an all-out blitz. It's like an assault on the marketplace. You show up and you're going to be noticed, right? So that's going to be part of my strategy, is multiple strategies. And again, we talked about having the Patreon account. We talked about booking high fee gigs and high fee contracts. Adding books into those programs, etc. So multiple strategies are going to work to bring in leads for that funnel. All right, so my actions: talk to coaches, review materials, write a business plan. Write a business plan. I'm going to have a business plan and I'm going to have a marketing plan. I'm going to plan out my strategies and I'm going to make sure that it is in writing. I recommend you do the same. I recommend you go ahead and figure out not only what you're going to do, not only how you're going to do it, but also the details, right? Plan it out. Make sure the numbers add up. Make sure that you don't have to do 4,000 speaking gigs in a year to reach your goal. You got to tweak some numbers if that's the case. Probably not going to do 4,000 speaking gigs in a year, although, hey, I don't know, it's possible. Somehow. It's a lot every day, but anyway. Okay, if you want to see what my business plan is, and if you want to see what I come up with in terms of strategies, etc., I'm going to share my business plan on Patreon, right? That is going to be shared. It's going to be complete transparency, complete vulnerability, quite frankly, and I'm going to show you what my plan is. If you want to see my morning routine, the thing that I do every day to manage my energy, to make sure that I have the time in the day to do all of this, again, extra. I got 3 kids. Right? I got to do like dishes and laundry and stuff as well. We got to squeeze all that stuff into a day, and my morning routine is a big part of that. One other piece of the puzzle here is this guy right here, the 7-day digital diet. Here's what I noticed, and I'm going to put this link into the chat in a moment, and it looks like this. Everybody go to this link, and it is a screen time calculator. And I'm going to go, did I freeze again? Let's see. Nope, good. So far, so good. All right, StreamYard, where you is? Here you is. Go to this link, type in the, it's a little slider, and you basically pick how many hours you spend on your phone every single day. And it adds up quite quickly. So for me, and I'm going to just put this over here and see if I can get this on the screen for you. For me, it's a startling number, what the average is for the average person. So let's go to screen share. Let's go to PowerPoint. Picture in picture. Cool. Here we are, right? Hopefully you can see this. But if I slide it to the average, which is 7.5 hours per day, that adds up to 29 years of your life. You have to live to 100 just to live to 71, right? If you're spending that much time staring at a screen. And for teenagers, by the way, it's closer to 9 hours per day, which is 35 years of life. Even if you're only at 3 hours a day, and I promise it's probably higher than you think it is with all the things we do on our phones, we're talking a dozen years, right? My daughter is 13. Like, that's most of her life. That's crazy. So the point is this: not only do you have to manage your energy and maximize your energy in present, but you also have to minimize distractions. Life will happen, okay? I just had root canal yesterday. Surprise, right? Life jumps out at you. That's not only time wasted, that's also $3,000. I should probably move that arrow negative. But if we know life is going to happen, we better damn well make sure that when it's time to work, we're working on our goals this year. We better make damn sure that we are pulling back time, energy, effort, resources from the pits that we're just pouring them down even when we do have the availability. So I highly recommend, and in fact, I'll put a link to the book. Of course I will, because listen, I'm serious, right? I'm serious about reaching a goal. You should be serious about reaching your goal. It is all out war on your attention right now. And there's no reason why. It's very simple process of getting that back. Now, here's the thing. It is called the 7-day digital diet. Listen, you're not going to have to turn your phones off for 7 days. We're not going to throw your phone in the river. We're not going full Amish, okay? We're taking 7 days to put a plan in place, and it literally changes your habits in 7 days. It's day 1, do this, day 2, do that. And what better gift you could give yourself than an extra 12 years of life? My goodness. And you know, people who've gone through that love it. So that is product placement number 1, right? That is the book of the day, because I really believe that in order to make your big goals happen, you're gonna need every ounce of focus that you can get, because life throws life at you. And I think anybody in this room right now can identify with the fact that life throws life at you. All right, the other thing I want to share with you. So that's a little bit of the how in terms of my morning routine. Obviously in the Patreon, I go into detail of what the morning routine is. It takes 15 minutes. It's pretty simple, but it's really powerful and impactful. So if you want to see the business plan, if you want to see my morning routine, this is all in my summary video from yesterday, and also new summary video coming today as well. All right, my resource of the day, right? Because part of my strategy is building a YouTube channel, and a really cool resource that I found is TubeBuddy. And I did mention it on the last broadcast, but I want to pop in the TubeBuddy link as well. TubeBuddy, just anybody, again, who is doing YouTube, get on TubeBuddy. It is how I choose titles that I know are going to drive traffic to my channel. And again, I am relatively new. This is a newer channel for me. My last YouTube channel had, tens of thousands of subscribers, but I was doing magic tricks and it was the early days of the internet. So I've got a little bit of experience in YouTube. This is an amazing tool that I wish I had back then. Check it out. Obviously, it is an affiliate link because, yeah. Lots of ways to support me in this journey, but I really want to support you. My belief is if I want to reach my goal, Zig Ziglar said it, the only way to reach your goal, the best way to reach your goal is to help other people reach their goal. So if I can deposit $10 million worth of value out into the universe, then I can relatively reasonably expect that there is going to be some remuneration there as well, right? This isn't a tit for tat. This isn't a I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine mentality. The mentality is abundance, generosity, and flow. Money moves, right? Money moves. And if you're going to be part of that movement, you gotta be part of that movement, if that makes sense. You gotta be moving it as well. So that is your resource of the day, right? The resource of the day is TubeBuddy. Have a peek at that. This is a little bit longer than our daily live streams are going to go, but it's New Year's and I'm excited and I am happy and I am celebrating with all of you. Hopefully you can hear that cheering going on in the background as well. My to-do list today, right? So what I'm going to be doing today, what you can hold me accountable to today, is I'm going to go and I'm going to make my LinkedIn post. Now I have a LinkedIn strategy that I have been following and using, and it has yielded some very, very interesting results and very interesting connections. And yes, gigs booked. If you're a professional speaker, if you want to be a professional speaker, you've got to have a LinkedIn strategy. If you want my LinkedIn strategy, of course, I'm going to detail it in the Patreon side. If you want to join us on Patreon, then go ahead and jump on over to this link. It's patreon.com/getspeakinggigs. Pretty cool. It was available. It's not your typical Patreon, right? It's not your typical Patreon. You'll see it's just what's the word I'm looking for? A tool that I can use to stay in touch with my community and deliver on all these promises, and they can help, right? So make it nice and easy. All right, so that is LinkedIn strategy. Now my to-do list, it says 7 day. So I'm gonna be chipping away. I'm gonna do my 7-day challenge. I'm gonna be chipping away at some of my screen time and pulling back. And a lot of people think you've got a big goal, Tim. Put your head down and run. Just bust ass and get it done. And the truth of the matter is, I can't do that. I don't know anybody who can realistically do that. There is a point of diminishing returns. You do have to stop and eat, for example. You do have to stop and sleep, for example. And yes, I'm just as much a big a fan of coffee as the next person. However, my daughter made this. However, you've got to manage your energy, right? You've got to manage your time and your energy. It is not about speed. It's about pace, and you got to keep it up. So self-care is wealth care. You gotta balance that, and you gotta make sure that happens. I'm talking to myself, people. We speak about what we're weak about. All right, and then finally, my action item, and this, I want you to notice something about my to-do list, right? LinkedIn post, business plan, and then prep for tomorrow's stage 1 meeting, right? I have a live group coaching session with my 0 to 10K people, and that is tomorrow. So I got to prep for that as well. If you want to join, again, the link's in the chat. Have a look if you want to join our stage 1 program. You are more than welcome. If paid professional speaking is part of your goal and you want a direct path, a plan laid out for you, then jump in there. The alternative, again, is our Patreon. We have 3 levels to support at Patreon. One is, Tim, I love you. I wish you the best, but I'm going to cheer from the sidelines. Right? And here, I'm going to just support your Patreon. That's level 1. Level 2 is really the behind the scenes. Watch me do it and let me teach you how I'm doing it. Level 3 is just this 10 people I can fit in that. I'm going to take you under my wing, teach you my speech, share my marketing materials with you, lay out my business plan, and have you run with it. And if that is appealing to you, skip all the learning curve and all you want to do is get on stage and speak, I think that's a pretty good place for you. And it's pricey, but hey, once again, that's a big number. All right, that is it from me. I want to hear your goals. I want to hear them. You can post them in the chat right now if you know what your big, hairy, audacious goal is for 2023. First and foremost, just type yes if speaking is part of your goal in 2023. If you want to be on stages in 2023, if you want to be on screens, if you want to share your message and make an impact in the world, just type yes in the chat and let me know. Let me know because, hey, that's not everybody. Facebook user says yes. And again, I don't know how many people are in the room and which room you're in or whatever. This is going again to a few people. Yes, I'm here, Cindy. And yes, did I get frozen again? I don't know. Hopefully. But anyway, that is it once again from me. I do want to hear your goals. You can always email me. getspeakinggigs@gmail.com is my direct email. And I'm going to pop that into the chat. Let me know what your goal is. Email me. Let me know. I want to know how I can help you reach it. And, hey, I'm going to have some fun over the next couple weeks. That is for sure. And I would love for you to be part of it. All right. It sounds like I'm getting that I'm frozen or something. I'm hearing some feedback in the chat over at YouTube. So we are going to end there. Once again, as always, we will end with my two favorite words, which are speak soon. And I will also end with my fancy new trick, which, by the way, I also teach how I do this in the Patreon, of disappearing in a puff of smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, speak soon.